Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and my 8-year-old thinks he is a big shot today because he got a brand new bicycle and he has already joined a bicycle gang in the neighborhood and he's all over the place. So he thinks he's really, really cool right now. And I thought we were going to have a problem because I was buying the bike. And he didn't like the bike that fit him the best. And so I had the seat, I couldn't get it to go down all the way, but it had one of those lights on it. And so I got a screwdriver and unscrewed that, and I was able to get the seat down so that he wasn't standing on his tippy toes on the bike. So that is what I've been dealing with today. Okay. I wanted to go over, the market is doing a pullback on Bitcoin, and let's see, really Bitcoin I think is down more than most, but look, I mean, Bitcoin needs to have a healthy pullback, and so I think it's kind of a good thing. Let's see what it looks like. Stellar's down more than just about anything. Okay, I wanted to show you this tweet from Barry Silbert. He says Twitter is going to absolutely lose its shit when Elon/Tesla disclose Bitcoin holdings. Now, I wanted to show you this because I think it illustrates something that we're going to see a lot of in this market going forward. I think that all these companies that you see that are announcing that they have bought, Bitcoin and all that, you're never going to hear about it until after they've done it. But the FOMO that's created by them announcing it. So just imagine when some of these big mega companies start announcing, like a Google or somebody like that announces that they've bought Bitcoin for their treasury or something, you can imagine all of the different positive shoes that there are to drop going forward. So he illustrates he's making a good point here. Now, I don't normally show much about Bitcoin on this channel, but my father, the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, always talks about this guy, the Moon, and how smart this guy is and how he does charts, and he likes to look at the charts. So I decided I would let you show you what this guy is saying about, he's calling Bitcoin 400,000 within the next 6 months. And I just wanted to show you what he has to say here.
Look at this Glassnode chart. This is the MVRV Z-score according to Glassnode. And this chart is a ratio between the actual market cap against the realized market cap. And this gives us a good indication of oversold, overbought. And essentially last time this indicator flashed, just like it's flashing right now, we saw a 10x of the price of Bitcoin. What if we're going to see the exact same thing once again? That would put Bitcoin at more than $400,000 in just 6 months. That would be insane. Because last time you can see here we broke above it, we just dipped into it. But from this point we went up all the way up to 20,000 in 6 months, and Bitcoin made a massive 10x move. And this is why on-chain analysis is very interesting, because we can see that these charts, usually they hold a lot of significance. I've been able to make a lot of very interesting on-chain analysis on my channel before, and very, very often this analysis plays out exactly as you would expect, because you just look back into the history, you take these points, and history tends to repeat. Not maybe always exactly, but you remember this this saying that price action doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. And it's very, very true. If you go back into the charts, you can see that the price action very, very often does the very, very similar thing over and over and over and over. I think this is a very interesting metric. Let me know down below right now, do you think that we can actually go to $400,000 in 6 months?
Okay, I just wanted to show you that. Now, let's do a little recap and let's look back. I like going every once in a while to Coin Paprika and seeing where we are. If the XRP, just imagine what XRP would be doing right now if the SEC lawsuit had not hit. Because in my opinion, XRP is doing excellent considering that was done. But if you look at these things, look at these percentages. Ethereum's up 739%. Cardano's up 693%. I believe when the XRP lawsuit hit, it actually helped Cardano in a way. But anyway, I just wanted to show you these returns. But look at XRP, 40%. XRP has returned better than any of the top 5 in the last 7 days. 40% in 7 days. That's pretty strong. Okay, Riz XRP sent me this. This guy has been putting out thread after thread, this XR Patience. I wanted to read you a little bit of this one. I'm not going to read the whole thing because he's doing long ones. The pros and cons of cryptocurrencies with an immutable, decentralized public blockchain, why banks aren't going away, and what that means for XRP, a thread. When I got into crypto, one of the first things I learned was that the blockchain is immutable. Once something is stored on it, it can't be changed. Once you decide to make a transaction, nobody can reverse your decision. Not even the state. This gives you real power. The blockchain is also public. Anyone with the right software can view every transaction on it. This keeps people honest and builds trust because everyone knows everyone else, can audit the blockchain and ensure everything is on the up and up. A good blockchain is also decentralized. No individual company or state can exert control over it independently. Without consensus, things can't change, and that kind of monetary stability is exactly what we need to stop the current brr of inflation money printing. Crypto also offers you the ability to be your own bank. You don't have to pay high fees, your money, There was one that I wanted you to see. This is one I like. Want to leave an oppressive state or just move to one more favorable to your circumstances? Just take your seed words, hop on a plane, boat, car, cross the border, and your entire wealth comes with you. No permission or dollar conversion needed. Decentralized money is global money. I mean, that's a pretty powerful paragraph right there to me. Okay. Mickey B. Fresh has been putting, I was going through his Twitter feed. This guy's been putting out a lot of good video clips, and I wanted to show you a few of them and tie a couple of things in here. The first one I wanted to show you is this. It's a demo of issuing fiat currencies on the XRPL. Watch this.
For issuing tokens on the XRP ledger. So XRP is a little bit different from like the smart contracts and the ERC20 style of issuing currencies. We actually have built into the ledger the ability to issue currencies. So what this does is it actually removes the need for you to write your own code to issue your currencies. And you can actually just use the built-in functionality. It's almost like calling a bunch of APIs, and you can issue these currencies. So this makes it extremely simple for anyone to issue currencies, and this solves the primary use case of most tokens. There are some cases where you would want extended capabilities, and we do have functionality that can allow you to leverage that. But for the most part, this covers 90% of all the needs of the tokens that are currently out there. So when you have this is also going to remove that issue of introducing bugs because of the fact that this code has been in existence since 2013 and in production use. XRP has been leveraging this technology for a long time, and it's battle tested and it works. Another huge advantage is XRP Ledger has very fast settlement on 4 seconds to get things settled. Very high throughput, up to 1,500 transactions per second that we've tested. We have extremely low fees, which is a huge advantage right now, considering that the average transaction cost in Ethereum is pushing like $1.50 sometimes. We also have a built-in decentralized exchange on the ledger that will allow you to kind of set values between different issued currencies. So if you have like an issued US dollar and you have an issued euro, effectively there could be a decentralized exchange system in place that could actually facilitate the exchange of these wrapped US dollars and these wrapped euros. And like I said, this has been battle tested. It's been out there since 2013. So it's definitely something that's been stable and in use.
Okay, so it's been tested by us. Okay, this is another, I told you when this SEC lawsuit dropped that the SEC lawsuit is going to show you who the bad guys and the good guys are. And I think Charles Hoskinson, who's one of the founders of Cardano, has been shown to be one of the good guys. And Mickey B. Fresh had put this video up from Charles Hoskinson. And I don't think I had shown you any of this. But anyway, watch this one.
Now, the open question of whether XRP is a security or not is a very interesting one. I still believe, given the facts of today, that XRP is not a security. And even if it was to be ruled a security, and Chris and Brad suffer consequences for that, from engorgement to other things, who would run the ecosystem? The system would still likely run. There would still likely be adherence. There would still likely be network traffic and consensus nodes and these types of things. So on the outset, it doesn't look like it makes much sense to apply that standard. The problem is that standard has to be applied to do what they want to do, which is to hold the principals of the company personally liable for what they feel. It has to be applied to do what they want to do, which is to hold the principles of. It doesn't look like it makes much sense to apply that standard. The problem is that standard has to be applied to do what they want to do, which is to hold the principals of the company personally liable for what they feel is misconduct counter to the goodwill of retail investors.
Okay. So then also, remember, this came out after the election that Biden was going to have Gary Getzler lead the financial policy transition team for the new administration. Okay. So Gary Getzler is an interesting character. He is an MIT professor. And there was a talk that he gave at MIT where he actually talked about XRP in his lecture. And I think he refers to it as a currency in here. And I want to show you this.
Let's say Mexico, if it's between the U.S. and Mexico. So one idea that's been around, it's widely associated with Ripple, but it's not only associated with Ripple, is this simple chart. What if I move fiat to crypto and crypto to fiat? Is this called a bridge crypto or bridge currency? I can sort of say I can go from U.S. dollars to Bitcoin or XRP. You fill in the middle and then move over to the other fiat. Mexican peso in my example. And might that take some cost out of the system? We have Sean's issue earlier of volatility. If the crypto is fluctuating a lot, that causes some issues. If there's a lot of cost or friction, because now you're doing two currency exchanges, not one. I'm calling crypto a currency for this purpose. I know that crypto is not technically a currency, but for this moment, let me just call it, you have two currency exchanges, and thus you have two bid-ask spreads to pay. Just the market makers, you need to pay the bid-ask spreads twice, and you have some volatility if the middle crypto is moving around. But this simple diagram is a big part of what Ripple is trying to create with XRapid, right? XCurrent is a messaging app of Ripple's, and it's competing with Swift. And it has some reasonable adoption. A lot of banks are starting to use it. But don't confuse that with another product, which is an interesting product that kind of does this, that goes fiat to crypto, crypto to fiat. So what problem, what pain points would this be solving if it worked in the cross-border? Anybody want to remind the class what Tom?
Well, this reduces the number of intermediaries. You don't have to have your bank engage with a correspondence bank, which engages with a local bank, which then it sort of...
All right, so it might, I'm going to say it might lower the intermediation because you still have on the two fiat sides a bank, a local bank and a bank, and to do the crosses, you need some market-making function, which in Ripple's case, they try to build into the application. And they have market makers to provide liquidity. There was a question, somebody mentioned liquidity, some liquidity. But it might...
So just to round out the whole point, he's basically calling it, for the purposes of his example, a currency, okay? Because that's the only thing that makes sense. Now, another important thing to point out is that when they're talking about Ripple and XRP at MIT, that means something, because MIT and Harvard and a few other schools, when they're talking to their students about these things, that means there's things that have been happening. I mean, things like this don't just pop up in these Ivy League schools up north. Okay, I wanted to finally show you this, and I think this is current, but I don't know for a fact. I had not seen it. Watch this. I think it was on the last Jeopardy show.
Little things once happened, as Satoshi is the smallest unit in this currency system. Cliff, what is the Japanese? Nope. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin.
That, my friends, is what you call adoption. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that Bitcoin was on Jeopardy. Thank you for listening.